Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a video that I guess for people who know me personally and know what I like, this video will make a lot of sense. For you guys that are getting to know me, this video will start making sense because I really like reading and I decided to do a video inspired by TikTok that I did, that is books that booktok made me buy. And today I'm gonna be showing you the books, reviewing them. In the TikTok I kind of review them, but not that deep. And today I wanted to go, I'm gonna show you the pile. These are the books from this year, but I don't believe I have any other book that TikTok made me buy, but this is the pile. The first book I'm going to be talking about is We Were Liars. This book is by Lockhart, and it's a really nice book. I definitely enjoyed it. I don't remember how much I rated it, but if you go to my Instagram, you can find out because I have a full highlight there that is called books, and I have there the books reviews. Okay, so We Were Liars is a story about a girl, and she goes every single summer to a family house in the beach, in an island, and I'm trying to remember the story, but they go, and one time she has an accident and then she doesn't remember anything about the accident, and the story ends up being us discovering it's a really you go back and forth with present, past, but it's a really nice story. And you never, I wouldn't imagine what happened really, because then you discover what happened in the accident. And I think it's a really nice book. It's a really nice storyline. I remember reading it and it took me not that long, because one thing I will start by pointing is that there isn't a consistency in the length of the chapters, which I think it's a common thing nowadays, but I generally enjoy the books that I would like a medium size for chapters. That's not the point even. And this book, sincerely, I think I'm gonna rate it right now. I'm not sure if I rated this, but I would give it a 4 out of 5 because it's a nice book. It has a nice story. I was kind of shocked by the ending, which is it was really nice. But yeah, and I saw it on TikTok, and I think it's deserving the hype. I do not recall if it had that much hype, but I think it's deserving the hype because it's a nice book. I don't think it was overhyped because I don't remember seeing it all over the place. So I would give this one a 4 out of 5, and I would say it's not overhyped. The second book is They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. Back in here, I think this has a prologue now out, and this one also has a prologue out. So I would really like to read it. But I think the prologue of this one, it's quite long, so I don't know if I would enjoy it. But basically, They Both Die at the End. It's a book where there are two. We live in I think it was a dystopian world, let's say. And you have this app, and the app calls you and says you will die in the next 24 hours. And we have two characters, Mateo and Rufus. And they both discover they are dying that same day. They meet each other, they meet up with each other and they become friends, and it's all that story. I really loved the book. I think it was a really nice book. I genuinely did not expect the ending of the book, but this ending, it wasn't I didn't expect. It was I thought they wouldn't die at the end, but they indeed die at the end. It's not spoilers, it's literally in the cover. But I think it's a really nice book, and it makes you one of them, I think Mateo, it's more an introverted, and he's really afraid, and then Rufus is more extroverted, and I think it makes you understand to enjoy the little things in life, because life can be over soon. And yeah, and it made me think a lot, like, by the way, about if I had 24 hours, what would I do? So comment down below, perhaps, or DM me on Instagram. What would you do if this were your last 24 hours on Earth? Have absolutely no idea. I didn't want that because I'm recording this is the 29th of May, and in 2 days I'm going to see hairstyle, so 24 hours is not enough. But yeah, I loved it. And I would give it, I think a 4.75 out of 5, and I think it's definitely worth the hype. I don't think it was an overhyped book. I think it was, perhaps, I saw it a lot on TikTok, but I don't want to say it was overhyped, but yeah. And the cover is so pretty. You guys cannot see. With the lightning you can, but like it has different colors and it's so pretty. So the next one, I think this must be one of the books that I saw more in booktok, and you guys most likely know it if you are in booktok, or if you just have been hearing about books, if you like books, you definitely know this one. That is the one and only The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. It's from Taylor Jenkins Reid, and this book, it's basically about this woman called Evelyn Hugo, and she's an actress. She was really famous, and it's basically the story of her life, and she tells it in an interview to a woman that I do not recall. Oh, Monique Grant. And basically she got married 7 times. She had 7 husbands. I think she had married, I don't know if it was 7 times, but like basically it tells the story of her 7 relationships. And I think like the premise of the book isn't as good as the book is, and I think that has a lot to do with the fact of how the book is written. It has a lot of narrative, but the narrative is it's with a lot of description. It's a descriptive narrative, and I think it's really good. I also I would expect this book to be like, not soft, but like, I don't know, like the ending was kind of, it wasn't like shocking, but it wasn't like, it wasn't shocking, but it wasn't not shocking. I don't know, but it was shocking. It was shocking, like how a book that is kind of like a biography becomes something else. So you guys have to read it to see what's the something else. So yeah, read it. I would rate this one as a 4.75 out of 5. It wasn't like my favorite book ever, and it took me a little bit to read, but I think it was because it's in Portuguese. I read faster in English, and I'm really excited to read more Taylor Jenkins Reid, especially Daisy Jones and the Six. I'm really excited to read that. And if you guys have any review on 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo or any book, just comment down below or DM me on Instagram. The next book, I'm gonna tell you, I only saw it like 2 times on TikTok. Then I saw it on a YouTuber channel that I follow, that is Ava Jules, and I saw it there, and it is The Silent Patient. I don't think this is perhaps a booktok book because I didn't see it as much as but this, ladies and gentlemen, this was definitely my favorite book of 2022 up until now, I guess. It's basically about this woman, Alicia, and she shot her husband. She killed her husband, and she goes to a hospital, but she ends up going to prison, but she goes to an asylum because she doesn't speak to anyone. And then this doctor comes, and he tries to understand her, and you understand it's so interesting, and there are so many plot lines. It was a really nice book to read. I read it really fast. I think it's definitely a book that I want to reread. But it is a thriller. I think the other books I told you like romance, drama, but this is a thriller. And this was I guess the first thriller I've ever read, and it made me fall in love with the genre. I actually have read more. I'm looking to see if I see, but I read Paul Hawkins, which is like a thriller too. This is a really great book. I gave it a 5 out of 5. And if you guys like thrillers, if you guys like to, navigate in the unexpected, this is a great book. And now the last, I have like 2 duos, I would say. And let's start perhaps with One of Us is Lying and One of Us is Next. This is a duology. I don't know if this is a word, but it's by Karen M. McManus. And basically this one is about 5 students. They go it's kind of like the Breakfast Club. They go into a detention, and one of them dies. So the book is kind of finding out who killed the person. I genuinely believe it's a real nice book because he dies from an allergic reaction, and it's and then so it's harder to find out who killed it. And I remember reading it, and I start suspecting the person who really killed But then the writer had this way of making me have another suspect, and I forgot that person, and when they revealed, I was like, bro, I knew it was you from like 5 minutes ago. But basically it's I would say like it's quite classic in that part. Like there are 4 people in detention, one that survives, and they are like the jocker, the cheerleader, the weird person, and this like the studious person. And I generally love this book. I think the only thing that I didn't perhaps enjoy more, like this one I would rate it 4 out of 5. But then the other thing that in One of Us Is Next did not pull me. I love the story, but I wouldn't, my only problem with this is like, this will sound so confusing, but the storyline, basically the linking points, it's one of the characters here, it's sister from one of the characters here. Some of the characters from this one make a cameo on this one, and this one basically someone also dies and they also try to find the murderer. And it's like really, I actually do really enjoy the book, but I would just do it like 2 independent stories. I wouldn't need this much linking, but I think it's a really nice book. I would rate this one a 4.75 out of 5. And let's just admit, these 2 covers, they're really pretty, and they supposedly are like this. Are you seeing? But mine got 10 from being on Windows. They are more 10 than me, people. And now, are they overhyped or underhyped? I think they are the right amount of hyped. I think like they were more hyped, and then the hyping started dropping, you know? And I know that this one has a TV show on Netflix, so I wouldn't say they were overhyped nor underhyped. I think they were hyped enough for what it was. I haven't seen the TV show. I love watching TV shows, but I always get really afraid when I'm going to see adaptations, especially from books into TV shows, because it's like a short book, so I don't know how they did it, but I'm excited. So when I see it, perhaps I'll do a video like reacting, comparing, but for that I'll have to reread this, so we'll have to finish other books first. And then the last 2 books that TikTok made me buy were Hupika books, poetry books, and it's Milk and Honey and The Sun and Her Flowers. I haven't really, I think this is, I don't want to say it's like unpopular opinion, but I think it's because like of my taste in reading. I had never read poetry, only in school, and this was like my first ever poetry read. And I wouldn't say like I didn't like it, because I did like it, but I think it's like there are poems that are like 3 lines. I am made of water. Of course I'm emotional. Like there are things that people, I saw them considering this like Instagram poetry, but I think this is kind of good. I marked a lot of things. I'm gonna pick one. No, I picked the terrible one. This thing of doing this with post-its is terrible. But okay, this one's called Commitment, and it's when death takes my hand, I will hold you with the other and promise to find you in every lifetime. You know, these are things like you would easily find on Instagram, but I think that it's nice for you to read. And from time to time I pick this up and I open something and I read it, but this isn't, I don't know, like I said, also it's my first poetry read, so, but I liked it. I think I rated both like 3.75, because even though I think it's good, I think like also there isn't a consistency in how long the things are. So yeah, but I have to say, the cover of this book, it's kind of soft. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's like fully, like you see. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and turn on the notification bell. And by the way, if you guys are perhaps on BookTok and you're wondering, where is Sally Rooney? She's here. She's here. But these 3 books will deserve their own special video, because Sally Rooney is one of the authors I'm most obsessed with right now, especially because of Normal People. So if you guys are waiting for that video, stay tuned in. And yeah, I hope to see you guys next week, or still this week, on another video. Don't forget to also follow me on TikTok. I also post videos about books and get ready with me there. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram. My socials will be right next. don't know where, but they'll be soon here. And yeah, don't forget to treat people with kindness, and I hope to see you guys in next video. Bye.